Hello and welcome to Mrs. Compton's inaugural lesson. We are going to talk about circles today. So what I'd like you to do is to pause this video and write down the definition of a circle. You're going to need the distance formula, so if you don't remember the distance formula, I would write that down. And then you need to write down the standard form of the equation of a circle as it's given there. So please, in your notes, pause the video, get down the definition of the circle, distance formula if you need it, and the standard form of the equation of a circle. So when you have a circle that has the center at the origin, that means that your h and your k are 0, 0. When you have the center somewhere else, that's what's going to give you the h and the k in this equation. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. You have a picture over here, so write down the example. We have the point 1, 4 is on a circle whose center is at -2, -3. So we know our center, we know our h and our k. And what we want to do is write the standard form of the equation of the circle. Well, what are we missing? Looks like we're just missing the radius. So how do you find the distance between 2 points, which is what our radius is? You use the distance formula. So let's go ahead and plug those into the formula here. So we're going to put a big radical sign here. And we're going to take our x's, 1 minus -2, square that, add to that 4 minus -3, and we will square that, and that is going to be equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 7 squared, and that is equal to the square root of 9 plus 49, which is equal to the square root of 58. So that's our radius. So now what we want to do is put this all together and write the equation in the standard form. So let's go ahead and write the general form one more time. We have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And from up here, let's look at this. This is our r. Okay. So we have x minus, well, our h is -2 squared plus y, our k is -3, so y minus -3 squared, and then our r is the square root of 58, and we're going to square it. So our final equation is going to look like this. We're going to have x plus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 58. All right, we're going to go ahead and try one more example here. So this next example asks us to find the x and y intercepts of the graph of the circle given by this equation. So remember, to find the x-intercept, we need to let y equal 0. And to find the y-intercept, we need to let x equal 0. So let's go ahead and find our x-intercept. And we'll do that over here. So all I'm going to do is leave x as it is and plug in 0 for y. So we're going to have x minus 4 squared, quantity squared, plus 0 minus 2, quantity squared, equals 16. And just for a second, I'm going to go right up here and change this guy to a plus. So just notice in my original equation here, I just changed this to a plus sign. It was an equal sign. So then let's go ahead and work on this guy. So we have x minus 4 squared. And this, when you square this, you're going to get 4. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides to move it over to the other side. And so I get equals 12. To find x, I'm going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides. So I get x minus 4 is equal to the square root of 12. And what did I forget there? I forgot my plus and minus. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides. So my x-intercepts are where x is equal to 4 plus or minus, and let's go ahead and simplify this radical while we're at it, and that becomes 2 square root of 3. Let's go ahead and find our y-intercept, and I'm going to do that over here. So to do that, I'm going to let x equal 0. So I have 0 minus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 16. So when I square this, I'm going to get positive 16. So I am going to subtract 16 from both sides. And I end up with y minus 2 quantity squared equals 0. Take the square root of both sides to get y minus 2 equals 0. And so I'm left with my y-intercept at y equals 2. So I have actually finished the problem, but I'm going to go ahead and take 1 extra minute to graph this guy. So what is my center? My center is going to be 4, 2, and my radius is 4. So I can go ahead and plot those points. So I have over 4 up 2 for my center. Now with a radius of 4, I actually can go ahead and plot 4 points very easily. So I can just take 4 to the left, right, up, and down from this point. So I'll get that point right there. Oh, look, there's my y-intercept, and it is at, so this point over here, I'm sorry, is actually 0, 2, and that's where my y-intercept is. And finally, I would move down 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I have a very hard time drawing figures with this airliner that I'm using here, but I'm going to go ahead and try and draw a circle here. Pretty bad, huh? Whoop, that's terrible. But look at where our x-intercepts are. They're right here. So if you went ahead and plugged this into your calculator, you would see that this point right here would be 4 minus 2 square root of 3 comma 0, and the second point would be 4 plus 2 square root of 3 comma 0, giving you your x-intercepts. So in class, we will do a couple more examples. This is it for your video. If you have any questions on this, please make a note of them and ask in class. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow.